talking, we live here, we live there.
Come on, move. Damn it.
You hold it for a few seconds.
Yeah, I just ain't getting the hang of it too good. I'm trying to get it split. Maybe that'll work. You might want to go up a little bit with it. Let me try that. Why is it doing that? Am I making the camera move? Why is it going there? I don't want it to be there.
Okay, thank you. Get it all captured.
Why does it keep going back? Why don't it stay where I put it at?
Try again. Let me see.
Every time I fix it to where it's showing me and you.
It may be at a limit too. Like it only goes. I can move it. Let me try it now. Because sometimes maybe it'll reach something like that.
Now is it gonna stay there?
Yep.
Okay, that's why it was at its limit then, because it wouldn't go.
It ain't like all 360. Like it gets.
Why didn't someone come up here and tell you that? For some dumbass like me to know.
It don't tell you.
Piece of crap.
Yeah. Alrighty, so you can set that down now.
Yeah, that's good.
But
I wanted to make sure you was good with it.
Yeah. Anytime you want to change it, it's just a matter of moving it. As we move around, we got 27 minutes, so we can go in any room we want to and take it from there. So, what I'm gonna do
sitting down resting a little bit because once I leave here and get out of here, I got a full day's work ahead of me.
Yeah.
I gotta finish the garden. That way, that's off my mind. I gotta put my belt on my mower. That way, I can ride mow since I got so much shit going on now. I don't want to waste a lot of time pushing mowing it just for the exercise. I got plenty of other crap going on.
I think this would be so this would be kind of cool. Like they could watch as you're watching it, you can see what the camera's seeing. Because you got to think you're talking, you're putting a message to people in the past, which is you watching it, right? So you may get tired of looking at us. You may want to look at what that camera saw. So if I put the monitor close, you can just be staring at that, and you'll see what that camera sees. I'll show you.
It's probably, ain't that kind of what Terrell and Taurus does? Like a podcast? Ain't that kind of what you see when I've watched them? I've watched them a couple times too. Watched you a couple times, and I watched them a couple times, and that's been it. Ever that I can think of. Except watching Terrell do shit all the time on the phone.
Tell you what, I'm going to use this phone because this phone's acting up. Plug it up. So just give me 1 second, Mike.
Hey, man, I'm chilling. I'm resting because I got a long day ahead of me.
What you got to do, man?
Shit, man, I got so many things to do. It's unreal. I got to finish my garden, number one.
So you going to be gardening today?
I got to finish. I got to finish hoeing it. I ain't done hoeing it yet. Then I got to till up in between the rows and fertilize it. That's going to be an all-day job. But that's okay. If I don't finish it, it'll be there tomorrow waiting. You hear me?
Yeah. You ain't in a. You ain't got nobody like no paying jobs where people are trying to like handyman kind of stuff.
Like what kind of stuff?
Handyman, like somebody gonna pay you $50 to come and do something. Like, do you got stuff like that lined up, or is it just
no, not today.
Stuff?
No, not today. No, hell. I just know that I got to finish it today. I got to get the belt on that mower because I'm going to have to mow probably tomorrow or the next day. I can't do it with the push mower because I don't want to waste that much time when I can just put the belt on there in 30 minutes and then use my rider.
Yeah.
So I got to do that today without a doubt. Because I don't mind pushing mowing, but I got too much shit going on now that you ain't even heard me talk about, like bracing up the wall on the barn and blah, 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 blah. No, I ain't got no jobs lined up for this week because I'm like, no, dude, I need a break. I didn't quit to have to work no way, but that little extra money, Mike's pretty helpful, dude.
Yeah, sure. All right. So, it says we got 39 minutes. So we're live here. So this is the 360. So they got like a bird's eye view of everything. I'm going to play this while I start the timer, okay? So we're going to be a little off. But you get the idea.
I get the idea why you told me what you did a while ago right now, because now I'm sitting there knowing what I was going to ask you earlier, and I said it don't matter. I was going to say, what the hell you need this for? And I'm
now,
like,
yeah,
but now keep in mind my little simple mind. I'm like, okay, whatever. Now I see, because it's handy.
Yeah.
It's handy.
So there we have it. So we're live. Welcome to this side of the matrix. Hold on. Yeah, we're live. Hold on, let me start a new clip. All right, so tell people who you are real quick.
Michael D. Newman.
Can you just describe, what you mean? We're going to start with, first of all, welcome to this side of the matrix. I'm your host. This is our first episode, so we're going to make plenty of mistakes.
Showing up.
Working out the kinks, right? But the conversation is going to be so interesting. I just want to start there. Now, we're going to watch this clip. We got 27 minutes, so we're going to get right into it, and then we're going to start a conversation. And it has to do with Star Trek.
I don't care. I'd rather be here in spirit than not at all. A captain doesn't abandon ship.
Every hour you stay here makes it that much more difficult to leave.
Why are you pushing me? I've made up my mind. I'm staying here.
The cortical stimulator is working. I'm getting a weak pulse.
She's coming back.
I'll use cordrazine along with the stimulator.
What was that? What happened?
What do you mean?
I saw Tuvok and Chakotay and the doctor.
Here?
No, it was different, as though I were looking up at them.
An hallucination like the others.
I didn't feel like the others. I didn't see myself. I was looking up at them. That's the real me, isn't it? Lying on the ground on that planet, dying. And this is the hallucination. This isn't real.
More denial. You're only making it harder on yourself.
Man, I ain't gonna
You're
lie.
trying very hard to convince me to come with you. Why is that? If what you're saying is true, why not let me come to the decision on my own?
I'm trying to spare you unnecessary pain.
My father would never act like this. He always believed I had to learn my own lessons, make my own mistakes. He never tried to shield me from life. Why would he try to shield me from death? You're not my father. I could be imagining you, but I don't think so. You have such a specific agenda. You're determined that I go with you somewhere. Who are you?
I'm trying to help you. Stop fighting me.
Are you an alien being of some kind? Is that it?
Her eyes are open.
Vital signs are responding. Blood pressure 60/30.
But the entity is still inhabiting her cerebral cortex, impeding your treatment.
Catherine, hang on. We're bringing you back. Just fight a little longer.
Direct synaptic stimulation might drive out the alien presence.
I was right. I heard Tuvok and Chakotay and the doctor. You're an alien. You've created all these hallucinations, haven't you?
This is what my species does. At the moment, just before death, one of us comes to help you understand what's happening, to make the crossing over an occasion of joy.
And what is that?
Our matrix, where your consciousness will live. I was being truthful when I said it was a place of wonder. It can be whatever you want it to be.
Then why didn't you tell me this from the beginning? Why pretend to be my father?
Usually people are comforted to see their loved ones. It makes the crossing over a much less fearful occasion. I've done this many times. but I've never encountered someone so resistant.
Something's happening. The alien presence is getting stronger again.
Fight it, Catherine. Fight it just a little longer.
I'll have to try a Thoron pulse.
My people are telling me to fight. They're trying to save me.
They're trying out of desperation. It's hopeless.
You're the one who sounds desperate. I don't get the feeling you're trying to make me comfortable. You're only interested in my agreeing to come with you.
Because it's inevitable.
And you don't strike me as any kind of good Samaritan. You're more like a vulture, preying on people at the moment of their death when they're most vulnerable.
I've waited for you. I've been patient.
But your patience is wearing thin. What's the real reason you want me in that matrix? Somehow I don't think it has anything to do with everlasting joy.
You must go with me.
If you could force me to go, you'd have done it already. You need me to agree, don't you? I have to go voluntarily.
Wouldn't that be better than standing here in this endless debate?
Let me tell you this. We can stand here for all eternity, and I will never choose to go with you.
You're in a dangerous profession, Captain. You face death every day. There'll be another time, and I'll be waiting. Eventually, you'll come into my matrix. And you will nourish me for a long, long time.
Go back to hell, coward.
All right, before we even get into that, you may not know this man is a Trekkie. So explain that, because that blew my mind.
Man, are you crazy? That would take me an hour to explain that. That's deep.
But
if you think about it, it's deep, man.
Yeah, I guess I stereotyped you.
That's
Yeah, because I never would have expected you to be a Trekkie.
yeah.
So when you see that, what do you think?
Mike, I actually would have to sit and think a little bit about that, because normally I love all the science fiction movies because it takes me away from everything.
Yeah.
And gives me a break. And it's just like something that I enjoy doing every now and then. But through the years I've watched almost all of them. I can't say that I can remember that one, but I can't remember all of them that I've seen. But as I watch them, and still now they're playing Deep Space Nine. So they get pretty deep. But she was just acknowledging that she was smart enough to know what was real and what wasn't real. She knew that it wasn't her father, so to speak.
Yeah.
She gave the reasons why. So it tells you this goes to nature.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to go with what you're smelling around you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let nature take control.
That's true.
Nah, but that's what I see. But I mean, I'm sure it's probably another 100 different people that take it 100 different ways.
Right, right.
Like you probably got your own opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It might be opposite. It might be close. It might be something totally I would have never thought about. That don't matter because it's your way you perceive it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I would get out of it.
Okay. Yeah, one of the things that was interesting is like how we talked about sometimes they show things in Star Trek kind of ahead of the time. Mm-hmm. So it's like the floppy disk. So did they know about the floppy disk before? And they had that technology before, and they just kind of priming us like this is coming, just so you know this is what.
Man, I don't know, because some of that stuff from the beginning, way back then. Now maybe a little bit, maybe. But back then, they didn't have that luxury of keeping shit hid and make it look like something else like they do now. So they could have, and I have thought about it. They could have. I say they. So now here we're going to get into conversation that we're not about who the hell is they.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah,
but a little common sense tells you somehow that's a high possibility that as much as we've seen about what carries on 10 years after a science fiction movie comes up with some crazy shit that we're like, oh man, that is unreal, man, that'd be bad, and then 10 years later it happens on a bunch of different stuff. I wish you'd have seen that documentary on Star Trek that showed how many things that they did
that actually happened.
That actually ended up. Yeah, and that was years later. So I say it took a lot longer back then to progress. To where now probably take them half as long as it used to progress. So we're seeing that shit maybe in 5 years.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, look at the Terminator. Nah, it'd still be about 10 years.
I mean,
Because they got a lot of shit that 10 years later, and like
Yeah.
Terminator, he's as old as that is.
Right. So you say 10 years.
Yeah, I'm just throwing a number
No,
out.
but yeah, I know. But it's funny, the number you just happened to throw out is a number that they're talking about, 2030. So, and that's the cool thing about if we wanted to, we ain't got to. But it could be, because we're playing with the show too. You know, this is the first time everybody's doing this, so there will be mistakes. But I'm just saying, as we talk about stuff, we got the internet right here. So now this is something you can do too. Type in, got wireless mouse. So I'm going to type in 2030 AI, artificial intelligence. Because they're saying, you see it comes up. So this is a date that's been floated around as far as singularity. You talk about Terminator. So they're saying in 10 years it'll be like the singularity will be here. You know, so they're floating that date around 2030. And these are high level people like that, you know, do that high level science, like Sophie, I don't know if you've seen the robot AI.
Hold up a minute. I'm not going to lie, I've seen several movies about several robots. One with Will Smith in it. I've seen at least 2 others that was with robots in it, so I don't know if I've seen it or not.
No, this is real. This is a real artificial intelligence. Well, it's not, it depends on who you talk to. Anyway, it's a robot that's supposed to think for itself and answer questions and have a conversation. It's called Sophie. It's actually a citizen in some country. So it actually has citizenship as a being.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I've heard about that. You got to prove it to me, brother. I believe it.
Yeah, but I'm pulling it up for them too, because I mean they may think I'm crazy.
But was you referencing a while ago to her talking about that? Okay, this was definitely an alien that come around here that messed us up and fooled us and blah blah blah. Even at this supposedly, would you say 2030 is when that was supposed to be representing?
It's a combination of that.
Okay. Anyway, as in 10 more years from now, so to speak, they're going to have proof of aliens.
They got it now.
Well, I mean, they're going to let it out.
They already did.
That's what. I ain't heard nothing back.
So
I ain't went to Google because I ain't got time for that crap. But I got you going there wherever you got to go because
yeah.
I think I would have seen shit on TV is what I'm saying.
It was on TV.
No, I just didn't see it then.
No, I'm not discounting anything you're saying. I'm just saying.
I'm with you.
I'm just saying nobody's paying attention, but it was public. Now this was a classified. So the Pentagon released these, right? So those are radar pictures from one of their fighters. They call it a Tic Tac. There's different names.
I have seen this.
Yeah. So they're saying that's.
I've seen it on TV. I know.
Yeah.
I know all that up there. I've seen on actually is Ancient Aliens. I've watched a lot because it's kind of like science fiction movies. But I know without a doubt I've seen this because I'm like, you know what? I can't make out what that is, but we now have a motherfucking plane that looks just like that. I don't know if you know it or not.
No.
But yeah, I've seen this on Ancient Aliens, and there's another channel that plays talks about that shit, man. I've seen a lot of them. That's why I can remember each one of them almost, because that right there is, to me, just as interesting as the damn science fiction movies. Because, yeah. I mean, like, man, that looks just exactly like a fucking plane I seen them showing on TV the other day.
So that started off as like a conspiracy theory, this leaked video, you know, on the fringes, because this is supposedly official from the cameras, and they're talking about the maneuvers it's making, and it's not in the conventional range of a plane, all of this stuff, right?
Yep, that's a biggie.
So they're acknowledging that they don't have anything that they know of that can do these kind of things. They would kill a normal person. So eventually, long story short, the Pentagon releases it. It officially says, because before they kind of denied it, this ain't our video, we don't know what you're talking about. Then it's like, well, actually it is, and yeah, we don't know what it is. You know, we're not saying, you know, what it ain't, but we don't. It's definitely not nothing we got.
Mm-hmm.
But so they're acknowledging that is real. That is the actual measurements of something that is a UFO, whatever you want to quotate it as.
I tell you what, though, some of that stuff on these UFOs, blah blah, is, you know, you can't deny it. I can't.
I can't either. I mean, it makes too much sense.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
But that's part of the yeah.
The only bad part about it is kind of contradict my own thinking some, because I'm like, the odds of there being aliens close enough to us. Some people want to see evolution. Some people want to see their religion. So anybody can take that however they want to take it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But
hold on.
there's no doubt. There's no doubt that I believe that there's aliens. Do I believe there's aliens like what's portrayed on here? No. Well, on most TV I see. Is there the odds of that same world happening and coming together and being formidable to suffice what we perceive as our evolution of life, however you want to take it? Look here, it's not hard to believe anything, actually.
So what I found is that reality is crazier than science fiction. Like, the actual reality is crazier than Star Trek. And it's just funny to witness it. You know, that's why I'm recording it, because it's just crazy. But it actually is.
I'll tell you what would be really cool. You know, you'd have to do it, because I couldn't. My dumb ass couldn't look nothing. You know why? I ain't got nothing. But to look up and get a bunch of the ones that has showed, like from we was talking about from Star Trek, and then setting up a whole, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Next time we get together.
Yeah.
It's unreal, ain't it?
It's crazy. And there's a whole, I mean, but that's just the public, that's the tip of the iceberg. They're just saying, they're just acknowledging that, which is a big deal, but it didn't really get too much. They're acknowledging, like, these things are flying around that aren't us, that can't do what our planes can do. It's not saying other things, they're not saying what it is, they're just saying it's not. Now, I do think we do have a secret space program. I think, you know, they say we're 40 years ahead of technology and what they show. Just like we had the stealth bomber, and it was a secret, top secret plane. Like, there are things flying around that we don't know about that could be seen as a UFO to the average person, because
I believe it. I believe it.
So that could be that.
I'm 50-50, because every time I think, yeah, I'm right on this, and I have my doubts, because, you know, how in the hell could shit stay a secret when everybody's fucking telling everything, America? But you never know. They could have been doing shit back then.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think. Okay. So that cut off.
What cut off?
That don't even last that long. So we're in. This wasn't even. That wasn't even recording. So at least we got that. We still got it on. They can watch that from there.
So what's the difference here? What just happened?
That little 360 thing cut off. I think it overheated or.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You answered my question. That's what I needed. But you're still being.
Yeah, I'm recording, but I thought that one was recording the whole time, but I didn't hit record. So I got.
I got you.
Yeah, but we're still on the timer. That should still be recording.
I got you. So, I'm learning a little bit, man.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. Like. Now what I can do.
Well, what do you think about the aliens? I mean, how... You seen how I look at it. I don't think God stopped with just us.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And I think the percentage of just so happens that they're in the same class with 2 legs, feet, and arms, and a head, 2 eyes, it's kind of hard to believe, because the odds of a alien being out there is actually, in my opinion, going to be something so off the wall that we can't even think about. You know, it might be a puff of gas that is ancient aliens
right.
or new aliens. But the odds of them son of bitches walking around like us, I think is very highly improbable. But then I keep saying, I believe in aliens because I don't believe God stopped with this. Why? It makes sense, like we talked about a while ago. One of your answers was, well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
If it makes sense, why would He stop with us?
Yeah.
I mean, man, you'd like to have 14 cages of rabbits, you know, if you're raising them, and there's a purpose for all of them.
Yeah. Now, when you said that, it made me think about a couple things, because there's a guy that kind of favors you, George Lucas.
George Lucas, no, might
Star Wars. You ever watch Star Wars?
I think I've seen the first, the second one, the rest of them I might have seen bits and pieces. Just wasn't that interested in it after the second go round.
So, long story short, I think they made 9 of them.
What'd you call him?
George Lucas.
Which one was he? Give me his actor's name in Star Wars.
Luke Skywalker.
Yes.
Darth Vader.
Now I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
But so he made plenty of money off of Star Wars, which is majority about aliens that look like humans. Those were aliens in a galaxy far away.
And same sense, yeah.
Yeah. So you see, that's how he looked out with his little beard or whatever. So that would be funny if you favored him. But
oh man, I ain't that fat.
No, I'm not saying weight-wise. It's just.
But what you say? I look like him?
No, I'm saying you favor him. I don't say you look like him.
Favor
only because you're a white guy with a beard, right? That's pretty much it. I'm not saying you look like him.
I can see where you would see resemblance because my beard is almost just like his. Yeah. I mean, that instantly would draw attention to, hey, I'm sitting there looking at Mike. He keeps his beard, so,
Yeah.
Damn, I sure don't. You wouldn't have picked him out to look like that if he'd have had his picture from then and looks totally different. But then again, so do I from the time I was 25.
Yeah, well, that's how he looked now. I mean, when he made Star Wars, he looked younger.
Ain't no telling how much that kid made.
Yeah, he made some money. But and those aliens were like humans. So I think the human form, look at nature. Nature likes to do things that make sense. The human form makes sense, so why not do it somewhere else? Planets make sense, why not do it somewhere else? Suns make sense, why not do it somewhere else?
I agree.
Life makes sense, why not do it?
Because it is everywhere else.
It's everywhere else. That's what we see now.
It is.
It's not like we have evidence contrary to that. So what makes you think it's just limited here? Like, you think nature made all of this stuff just to do, like, one planet Earth? Like, really? All of that? Like,
there's no way.
Oh, come on now. I mean, really?
There's no way. But, you got to sit down and think deep about this shit sometimes, too, though, dude. I do. In order to come to the conclusion that we're sharing right now.
Yeah.
And that shit just don't happen. You got to sit back and contemplate, and think about. I'll blame pray on like so many things.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that one of the hurdles I had to get over was religion. That's a big hurdle. Big hurdle. There's a whole backstory behind that. Because a lot of what we're taught about aliens and other life is kind of because the religion in the box is just, even science too, they kind of limit us to here. This is the only place it can happen, even though the odds are phenomenally to having more life, but they haven't measured it yet or whatever, or, science is their way. Religion, they don't really want to touch that because, do the aliens believe in Jesus? Do they have original sin? All the stuff you're telling us, does that apply? And in religion, it's like, well...
Yeah, I don't know your background, so I ain't got no idea who was listening to or what was teaching, So, but I'm gonna listen to you. But
I'm just telling you what's happening.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not telling you my opinion on it. I
want to hear what you got to say. But I want to let you hear that too.
But I'm just telling you what they're doing. So religion is now saying if aliens exist, if they're part of God's family. So they're kind of just prepping. We're not saying aliens do exist, but if they do, he's part of God's family.
If they do, right. There you go.
So that's
and
where we stand.
It's possible, as much as it's not possible, in my opinion. Do you think that too?
Yeah, I think
it's just as possible as it would not be possible.
Yeah, I think it's more possible. I think.
Well, I agree with you, but I'm, me.
I
I
understand.
don't like to exaggerate nothing.
Right. You try to make it.
A lot of people do, and don't mean nothing by it though.
I'm just curious. I'm typing it in just to see if it comes comes up. Because when I say something as well, I want people to be able to reference it as well. So it's not like I don't want you to take my word for anything.
I agree.
You know, I want you to question me like I will question you.
Mm-hmm.
But just know, it doesn't benefit me to tell you a lie. Like, why would I do that?
Thank you. Especially when you can pull it up on this
yeah.
stuff right here. I mean, wham, bam, thank you.
I don't know. We'll see if this pulls up.
I can't, Mike, I bet you.
So, Vatican on space. I'm just saying this is in the news. So, this is what the church is saying, right? So, just give an example.
Then what church you talking about?
This is the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican.
Okay, that makes a difference to me now.
Yeah.
Not that I got a problem with any of them.
Yeah.
That's their business, right? They ain't making my bed,
right.
and they ain't cooking my breakfast. And I can talk to anybody about any kind of religion.
Right.
Because I respect another person's thoughts. As long as he respects my thoughts.
Yeah.
Because that way we can have an understanding that, hey, look, I enjoy knowing you and what your higher power is. And you, hey, Mike, I enjoy knowing you and what your higher power is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that religion thing, I'm with you, brother.
Yeah, it's a touchy.
It's not for me anymore. It used to be. It's not for me anymore because, like I've told a lot of my friends, my relationship with my God is between me and Him.
Absolutely.
And I honestly feel that whatever your relationship is with whatever God or higher power you have, hey man, as long as you're feeling it, it's good for you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna tell you you're wrong. I ain't gonna tell you you're stupid because everybody's got their own opinion on the religion thing. But sometimes it is nice to have sit down and have a conversation with different people, to hear that different opinion and to see that different thought.
Yeah.
Of that person really being honest with you and sitting down, being cool, redneck, having a good time.
Yeah, we don't get enough of that, and that's we miss out on hearing the other side. Not trying to. I don't want to convince anyone. I'm just saying. Imagine you being you, taking it to the. Imagine someone that has looked at consciousness just as much as you looked at honey.
What was that noise?
Ice maker.
Okay.
So imagine.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
No. So imagine someone that's just as passionate about that as you are about honey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
Because I know they'd be into it.
Yeah, they'd be into it.
Yeah.
They want to talk about it. Like, I want you to ask me about some deer, so I can tell you, because you don't know nothing about no deer, right?
That could be just like you said, though.
Yeah. Now, but me just saying that is just saying it, and people are only interested in what they're interested in. So I've layered it on different layers to that. Wherever you plug in, I meet everyone where they are. You know, that way, I don't want I don't want anyone to have their guard up. You know, and religion is one of the things that keeps people's guard up. You know, it's like, I don't want to hear a different idea. I know you don't, but then I only like talking about it. But that's just how I look at it. And that's 27 minutes right there. So,
Is it it?
Yeah. Okay. So
what happens? Everything cut off? Or
well,
you still got time to close it out?
No. Let me just stop this so it ain't beeping. That way we can keep it within a half hour. But it seemed like it went pretty quick. So what was your experience? Well, hold up. We're gonna finish the conversation. Are there any questions? We're gonna finish the conversation. We got a few more. I can still chop it up. I mean, we ain't got to rush. But let's just say we got a couple more minutes and we'll wrap it up. We can finish.
Do whatever you want to do. I'm sitting here chilling and resting.
Okay. So we still recording. We ain't got to use it all.
I got you.
You know.
Because it ain't but what 10 till 1.
Okay.
Like I said, 2 I got to get out of here though, and maybe even sooner if you got some shit to do.
No, that's all I got to do.
Okay.
So I'm just letting you know. So I want the show to be a half hour, at least 20, because Netflix has a show. I can show you everything I'm talking about. I want you to understand.
Man, don't do it at one time because I want to ease into it because that way I can remember more shit.
Yeah, but
because I mean you've loaded me with a pretty good bit of info. And I need to retain that because if I don't, I'll forget it because I might not see 2-3 weeks, whatever. You know, next week's Father's Day, blah blah blah. You know, so But I am retaining some of the stuff you showed me because I think it's pretty interesting. I think of different ways I could use it. You know, especially out there in the barn and in my, you know, because I stay at I'm at my house 90% of the time. Like, seriously, I'm at my house. 'Cause you know what? Because that's where I'm happy.
So, okay, you've been to my house. How would you? Well, I want to tie the religion thing off.
Okay, yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'm with you.
So we can just finish that because I don't want to try to. I'm trying to think of the audience and people. I don't want to leave people hanging like because they're going to be listening and they're going to. Well, I didn't hear what he thought or. So so again, that's one of the things that people have their guard up on. So I skipped the whole religious talk.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything. So that's just the way I look at it. But again, as I'm telling you, as I'm telling them, and I can back up everything I'm saying.
Well, sure, you backed up everything I've ever heard you to say, bro. That's why I believe you.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, and I don't want to waste your time saying. I just want you to know, like I'm not lying. If I tell you something's happening, I can prove it. If I say I think or I don't know, or this is what I believe, that's
what you mean.
You know, that's what I mean.
Yes, sir.
But if I say something's true, it's because I've looked at it. I have more evidence supporting it than not. You know, I'm open-minded. You know, tell me where I'm wrong at. But as far as I could tell, you know, this is where everything lies.
That's exactly the way I like to look at it, Dave. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So it's like I'm hearing you.
I can't believe you're as much in nature as I am. Well, living the life you live, man. But
look at my pictures. Those are my pictures.
Oh, the drawings?
Well, I did
plus you took pictures.
Plus the pictures. Yeah.
You did the drawings?
Mm-hmm. Well, I traced over their pictures. That's Anthony Demaio and Alan Watts. Those are two of the people that I look up to and listen to. So
who are they?
Anthony Demaio is a Jesuit priest. He's an Indian Jesuit priest.
Okay.
He's an interesting character. He did a lot of tapes and videos talking about waking up. You know, waking up. Like he used to always talk about waking up and
kind of like a sermon, except he did it on a continuum.
No, he was talking about it as a real thing. Like it's not a fake thing. Like it was a practical thing that we should be doing. It's like part of us maximizing our potential. So I can
kind of see you hear it, listen, because through listening to you every now and then, I can kind of see you hearing that from somebody that had a good way of looking at things.
Yeah, but he interested me because the way he talked about it made it seem like it was real. You know, he did a lot of videos and did a lot of talks, and he was dead by the time I came across him because I had a lot of questions. I started questioning a lot. 9/11 is when I started questioning 9/11. So do you know about 9/11 and there being 3 buildings that fell?
I'm fairly well up to par on it, but not near like I am on shit that's going on now in the politics. Right. But yes, I'm very familiar with the 9/11. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what you can Google now, and it doesn't get much fresh. But this is a smoking gun. I'm gonna put in Alaska 9/11 study.
Where the fuck did you have to put all that in? Alaska? What's that got to do with the rat's tail?
Because it's a university that did it.
Oh, makes sense.
University of Alaska, Fairbanks.
I got you. I know what you're saying now.
So this is the study they did. So this is the building that fell.
Yeah, believe me, I've seen that many a time.
Right.
On TV, actually. On TV, you know, I ain't got no computer. And
they say it fell from fire. You can download the whole report. They studied this from the University of North Indiana, you know, all this crap right here. It's a real study. You see all of this crap, all the people that worked on it. Supposed to be smart people. Long story short, it did not fall from fire. Okay? Scientifically, it did not fall from fire.
Does that matter?
Yeah, it's still going. Yeah. So that's their conclusion, right? And they're putting it out there, and they're saying it did not fall from fire.
I thought that the beams melted. That was what I heard.
So
what was it then?
They didn't get into speculation of what it was. They were just saying what it wasn't, right?
Okay, I'm with you.
That's different simulations on how it would have failed if this happened, if that happened, use a computer simulation. So they also simulated what it would be with failure at the columns. There should be one with fire. I think they looked at one with.
Well, I want you to go with one we was looking at where you said they was going to show what each possibility
When I'm
was.
relaxing in the heart of nature, deep divers, sometimes someone comes along and they're like, Ralph, it's time to go. Let's go. And I'm like, namaste.
Ralph. Let's redo this one. This is what they say would have happened if it was fire that did it.
If it was fire. See, I just don't see what it mean. Why anybody would even think it was fire.
They told us. That's the university.
So that's actually the way it fell?
No, they're saying if it was fire.
If it was fire, that's the way it fell. Okay.
Right, that's the way the simulation fell.
Yeah, I can't see that. I can see that. I can see that motherfucker melting the beams that I heard it was that caused it. I mean, the beams was melting. Of course, it's on fire somewhere, but.
Yeah, so you see, it's a difference between how the
I'm
simulation
smelling.
fell and the.
I want to see the other one now.
Now this is.
The other simulation of what it would be if it wasn't something else. Did they show it?
So failure of all columns. That's failure of all columns.
Which is what I would be kind of thinking.
So that's a failure of all columns.
When I'm relaxing in the heart of nature, deep divers,
Right,
sometimes someone comes along and they're like, Ralph, it's time to.
So they never did actually show what they thought it was.
That's how it felt.
In the heart of nature, deep divers, sometimes someone comes along and they're like, Ralph, it's time to go. Let's go. And I'm like, whoa, namaste. They're like, what? I'm like, namaste. Slow it down. I said, no.
So that pretty much shows what probably happened, because that's exactly the way it. Well, somebody doing a simulation might not be as bright as they thought they are.
Yeah.
Or they could be cutting on show, but no, you would think they would be that smart if they had to use a computer enough to draw that 3D, blah, blah, blah. So, they had to be pretty damn smart. But that's what I was thinking about the structure, or what I call them, the columns melting. Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I heard is why it collapsed. But there's still got to be a fire somewhere in order for the zombies to do that.
Well, they're saying that simulation had nothing to do with fire. It was near. We'll look at it again. Now, yeah, it was fire there, but they're not saying this. What did it say? Near simultaneous failure of all columns. So the other simulation had fire that melted the columns. But this is just saying that fire wasn't involved in the simulation.
Well, how the fuck did all of it collapse then? There had to have been a reason. Well, that motherfucker can fall straight down at the same time. Look here, that just is something had to make it happen. And in order to do that, there's got to be a fire somewhere. There's got to be some fucking bombs all over that sumbitch or something. Because I've seen them actually do it on TV and make it look like that. And I'm talking about real live TV shit, not no fake bullshit.
Now, when they do it on TV, how do they do it?
They do it with all them bombs. I've seen like documentaries of it.
Yeah.
They'll take that and they'll go through there.
They wire it up.
Right.
So for it to fall like that, it would have to be wired up.
That's, I mean, what several I've seen, not 100 or 200, but on TV of them actually really doing it, that sumbitch pretty much falls straight down through the middle. And if you watch the next two, they probably won't look like that, but the next 8, I promise you will. Because I've seen about 10 of them shown on TV by documentaries. And that's what it looks like, falling straight down through the middle.
Straight down. Yeah, I thought it was interesting, because this is.
It is interesting.
Hypothetical failure of columns. So this is from the fire. The fire caused the columns to fail. So that's how they're saying it would have failed if it was from fire.
See, number one, that's hard for me to believe, because that shit busted out through up here. What's going to be on fire first? Everything up here. So how's this still going to be burning when that part of it is collapsing, and this motherfucker's on fire, and this part is collapsing?
Maybe because of all the weight. I mean, you gotta read the study. I don't
know. It's debatable.
Yeah, I don't claim to know the ins and outs of it.
It's debatable. Yeah. Good debatable situation. Yeah. But thinking about that. It's like, okay, well, something happened. What makes the most sense? You know? Because they ain't going to tell us.
Correct. So, imagine asking that, doing the 5 why on that, and the 5 why on that.
And a what?
The 5 why. Remember the 5 why analysis?
I just want to make sure I heard you right.
Yeah. So I do that. I ask why 5 times. I try to get to the root cause. And you get to the point where...
I don't, because it pisses me off. Because I come up with about 10 whys instead of 5.
Yeah, but if you keep asking, and sometimes I don't get the answer, but it'll come. It may be from somebody else, maybe from you. But I haven't found a question that I could have the answer to. I may not like it, but I don't think you can have a question that you can't have the answer to.
Man, I know me. I am who I am.
Yeah, that's
if you don't like me or we have a problem and we can't figure it out, well, fine. But I ain't got no friends in my whole life, even till today, except Tim Lilly. Me and him had a few words a couple times, but it was like we was actually like me and Tim was like real true brothers. You know, so yeah, we got into it a couple times, but it wasn't like two men that knew each other a little bit. You know, so me and Tim had a few words here and there. Wasn't no I'm battering you or none of that shit.
Yeah.
But he was real smart on technology, but nothing like this. He was just at the time just pretty smart with the computer. One thing about him is he's also got a lot of common sense. Man, lucky bastard. But I seen him do a whole lot of shit. We're talking about like 15 years prior to this.
Yeah.
So imagine the stuff he was doing back then is so old to you, you probably don't even know about it. But back then it was like it was kind of the up-to-date stuff he had.
Yeah.
And still a friend that I talk to at least once or twice a month.
I got me a little YouTube page. I did a documentary, so I've been doing this for a while too. I could show you. I got footage of me like 11 years old with a camcorder. I had the one you used to put on your shoulder with the VHS tapes.
When you was 11?
Mm-hmm.
How the fuck you be able to pay for something like that when you was 11? Parents?
No, well they got one and they didn't want to fool with it and they want to learn how to use it. So
sounds about like me.
I ended up and let's see if it's on here, if I can Google it. It's a documentary I made, the Big Bang Theory.
All the time you was going to college, was you doing shit on the computer, putting it out there for the world to see?
Not exactly.
No, that's the way I say it because I don't know how to say it right. I mean, you just been doing this for 10 years or what?
But nah, I was doing more music than video. I did do some video stuff, but yeah, that's me.
I can't hear you. You're going to have to cut that down or speak up. What am I watching?
That's old home video.
Of you?
Yeah, okay. I recorded it, and that's me in there. That's my uncle and my mom. So that's me recording. I've always recorded.
Okay, I got you now.
You know we have no money. I won't pay it.
Like in our family used to, so we got a lot of home videos where we used to make skits and do like little improv stuff.
Man, I wish we could have done that when we was growing up.
Yeah.
Boy, I would love to remember some times from when we was growing up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, so we got that stuff going back then, and what we used to do, what our family used to do, we used to get together, and then we had a camera, and then we film us just improv and just saying funny stuff, and we'll play it again and laugh at it, and we'll watch it and just keep playing and then laugh at it, and we'll say, okay, we'll do this. All right, this time you do this, and you do that. It was like in living color. I don't know if you know.
So it was really ahead of its time.
Yeah.
What you was doing and had no idea.
Yeah, we were just doing it. Yeah,
right.
But we were doing the same thing they were doing. It's just one put out there. So, I've been doing it for a while. So I enjoy it.
What led you to Tennessee, bro?
This is part of the path I was on, man.
I know, but hell, it might have had some good reasons or some wow moment reasons. I know a lot of them like, wow, fucking Tennessee.
I was thinking about that the other day. And then the conclusion that I came to, what makes the most sense, is to meet you. So I was thinking, why Tennessee? Why the hell am I Tennessee? Like, out of all the people, Mike Newman. Like, that's
shit, I don't know about that. You had to have a job interview or something that you
yeah,
came.
yeah. I mean, I could have made money.
Was that what it was? You seen it in the newspaper or something? I know what in the newspaper, but
recruiter.
Online.
Yeah,
of course. I already know that. Okay.
Yeah, I got that through her, and so I ain't know nothing about the place or anything like that. So he called me. I had my application out there for other places, but almost went to California. But and I don't know anybody out here, but it just worked out.
That's what throws me a curve. That's why I was wanting to know how you. Well, you know, it could have been your ex-wife was from here or something, you know, and y'all moved off and you decided to come back, blah, blah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it's just one of those.
The job opportunity. I mean, that's some shit. Think about everything that led you to seeing that online, why you went there online, and what made you think you could do it, because Komatsu called it an engineering job, didn't they? Ain't that what they called that when you first started? That's how you...
Packaging engineer.
Packaging engineer. That's it. And so you would come in there, and it was totally different than what you thought it was going to be, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I believe it would have been to me.
Yeah, previous job. So when I graduated, I worked for Motorola. I worked for Tyco. I worked for Kohler, and then Komatsu. So those companies. I worked at...
so that's the time you got out of college? From the time you got out of college?
When I first got out of college, I didn't have a job lined up. So I was a temp coming into Motorola. So I was like temp.
Okay, Motorola, I got you.
So they had me coming in, I was doing sketching. So my background, mechanical engineer, so they had a job for a drafter. I think $1 about that.
Okay.
But anyway, so when they hired me as a temp, because I was selling computer software.
I need to cut this off because it's going to be wasting battery, don't I?
No, it's still on. It's still recording. Let it just, whatever we don't use, we won't use. Is it on?
I guess it's on, but you just want to record the whole damn time?
Yeah. Because I can always chop it. I can always cut out whatever's slow or not interesting, but I feel it's a good conversation. I just got to flow to it. Now, Joe Rogan...
As long as I know.
Yeah. Now, I'm trying to keep them short, but there's a thing called podcasts where they just sit around and talk just like this. That's what the Mud Brothers is. They just video it same way like this.
Now, that's kind of like what Terrell and Taurus does.
Yeah.
Because I've watched them twice. Huh?
They call themselves the Mud Brothers.
Crazy, man.
So,
I enjoy it.
I'm going to shout them out because I can already hear Taurus. Oh, man, go and pull me up, man, you know, because he works hard on it. See, Mud Brothers Podcast is already there. So that's them. 272 subscribers. Oops.
To who? To Taurus and Terrell?
Yeah. So they got 272 people that subscribe to their podcast.
What do you mean subscribe? They pay money?
No. It's
well,
like,
so
it's
use
like
another word.
They'll watch their, they kind of follow them. So every time they post something or put a new video up, I get a notification, or it'll be, it's like I like that channel. Like they have a channel, and they got 272 people that always tune to this channel. You know, so they're subscribed to this channel. Like you wouldn't subscribe to Cinemax if you like HBO. So you may subscribe to HBO because you like what they play, or you may subscribe to A&E or Lifetime. So it's kind of like that. That's what they call subscribers for YouTube.
Okay, I'm with you now.
Yeah, so they got a podcast. They do a lot of sports, music, and with business. He touches a whole lot of stuff, and that's their thing, Mud Brothers. So I was on their podcast, and you know, I gotta give him a shout out. I know he going. And they just happen to have 272, so that's all their shows. So they put them online, and each one, you know, can be 47 minutes, 46 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour and a half. So that's how
I watched a couple of them with him when he was talking about it, you know, and I was like, oh, hey man, dude, I want to see it, you know, because you know he knows me like you know me now that this country, some bitch you don't care nothing about, no technology. Right.
Right.
But he would show me stuff, and I told him, I said, well, I want to see it, man. He mentioned it a few times before I caught hold of what he was talking about, because I don't know the lingo. And then something come up, and I said, no, dude.
Yep.
I said, I want to see it.
Yeah.
And so we sat there up in the inspection office one morning, and we watched one of them. Then I told him, a week or two later, I wanted to see another one. And I think he's the one that showed me 2 different ones of you. I know it was Terrell, because he's the only one I talked to about technology. So both the ones I seen of you, yeah, it was Terrell. Showed me. We looked it up on, because I did you like I told him. I said, man, Mike do anything like that? He said, yeah, and he pulled up something other blah, blah. I don't remember what the fuck it was now, because I really wasn't catching hold of nothing back then. I just watching shit with Terrell on his phone.
Yeah. So this is what it feels like. You in one. So we gonna have one. We gonna post it just like they do. Now I did this. We did this. Me and a guy I used to do music with way years ago. I was listening to it the other day, a podcast. This is before they became big and all of this stuff. So we played around with this. I mean, this was over 6 years ago. Because this is when I was still in South Florida. So it was a while ago. So, yeah, we were ahead of our time. But we still going to have fun.
All right, one question. What is your purpose? What is your purpose for doing what you explained to me that you want to do at your point in life in this time? What's your purpose? I know you got one. I think it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Because I can't see it from your point of view because you're at a different stage in your life, blah, blah, blah. But it kind of interests me as to why you would... I guess it's like writing a book, though, ain't it, Mike? Is it like writing a book?
Yeah.
What you want to do, or is there something other you want to accomplish? You want to accomplish somewhat mediocre fame, or do you just want to do it to have fun with? No. There's got to be something there. So what is it?
Okay. And you want me to be completely honest?
Well, fuck yeah. If I want to be lied to, I'll talk to somebody other than you.
All right. And I'll explain to you.
And you ain't got to get deep with it, brother.
Yeah. So.
Because you're who you are and I'm who I am.
Disclosure. So we talked about aliens and all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm one of them. So part of my mission, and it's not a big deal. That's the whole thing. They call them starseeds.
So you see, I don't find this hilarious. I find it informatory because I'm not gonna tell you ain't no fucking alien. Now, am I, Mike? Look at you think I'm gonna tell you? You ain't no fucking alien. Because I have no idea knowing.
Right. And I don't expect anyone to believe in that, and I wouldn't believe it. I check everything I'm saying and all this stuff. But
well, look here. I believe in a higher power, and I believe in my God. And if you got faith enough to believe in that, there ain't too much you can think can't happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You smell me?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the.
Because there's no way that I'm gonna say, if you tell me that you're alien, I'm not even gonna cut up about it. Because I know you're serious. Number one, I don't like to cut up when being serious. I don't like playing that. We have a serious conversation. I don't want no jokes and cutting up.
Right.
That's the way I am.
But sometimes it's good to do that because it can be like, well, because you're gonna put your guard up. I'm thinking about the audience.
Anyway, go ahead.
This thing stopped. We started. Mm-hmm. But anyway. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So let's say hypothetically I was. Let's just. I'm that crazy.
Look here, man. I don't doubt it. I promise you. So feel free to tell the truth, whatever you will say. Because I promise you, I won't go behind your back talking to Terrell or Jordan. This motherfucker thinks he's alien. I don't play that. Look here. I'm not a backstabber.
No, I understand. So I give you a little background on that real quick. So I've already had a talk with HR. So so at least here, just hear me out. I'll give you the lingo. I can look up everything I'm telling you just so you can see. But they call them star seeds. Okay.
Star seeds.
Star seeds. Okay. That just means. Okay. So the basics are you're a spiritual being having a human experience. All right, let's just see if we can agree there. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. Now, this doesn't get into religion, because then that's a whole muddy thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because even to deal with religion, what are you dealing with religion? Are you still a spirit? You're still a spirit. So you're a spiritual being having a human experience,
so to speak, right?
In certain religions, and you explain it and deal with it, and
exactly,
blah blah blah.
Different ways.
But you're still a spirit. You're not a computer. You're not a wall. Like you're a living, breathing. You're part of nature. You know. And that's a lot to agree on. You know, coming from someone that can give two clicks about technology to someone that, all this crap, we agree on nature to the nth degree, right? Coming from an alien, I love nature to the nth degree.
What did I call one while ago? Just a puff of gas?
Yeah.
Remember? So I'm smelling you, man.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So.
Because that could be somewhere on some planet or within some realm that just a puff of gas is just as much an entity as me and you.
Yeah. The thing is, we don't know. Like and I've been in this experience. So part of my mission, quote unquote, is to live the life of a human. How else am I going to relate? And I don't know nothing about being a human. You know, if I'm supposed to be an ambassador, if I'm supposed to be a bridge, how am I going to even relate to you when I come from the sky? I don't know what it's like being a human, but you know, I come in peace, right? You're like, man, get the hell out of here, you know. But I came from the dirt, you know, and just my color, just incarnating in this avatar.
I wish I could have had a little bit more. I hate being so white. Damn it.
So all these experiences that we talked about on camera, off camera, contributed to my persona. So I'm able to talk on these different levels. And yeah, it's a journey. And yeah, I almost didn't make it. But now I can tell this story because of the decision I made. But I can talk about that whole realm. Mm-hmm. So if you look at, just say that's a possibility, you've seen my ability to, you see how much I tell the truth. You see me able to look up stuff. You see the way I fact check. You see my thought process. You see all of this, you see all of this. So I'm purposely showing this. You see my work ethic even without all of this. So this is all part of that. Part of that. There's a reason for it. It is part of that. And that's why I'm recording. That's why I got a whole lifetime of recording. You know, I have as much footage as I can to back it up because there's another level to this as well. It's not just about Earth.
Damn, that's a lot of shit to be keeping up with, man. Yeah. And especially if you go back through it to check it out, man. That's a lot of shit, a lot of wasted time. Have you got it categorized in any way?
Well, a lot of it's under vikterbang, vikterter. So the name stands for victory over noise. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of suppression. There's a lot of reasons why this information is not public. Mm. Just like there's a lot of reasons why you don't hear about 9/11 in public. That's why it's not common news. Mm. So it's purposely hidden. So, and we're not going to get into they. But,
no, not this time.
But the thing is, well, let's say if. So then what if? And then when you see what's going on from a higher perspective, you're like, oh, that's why. Because they're trying to fool us, you know. They're like one of those guys, one of those archons. Mm-hmm. Right? Like we're under we're spellbound.
I ain't never heard of the dude.
Who?
The Victor, who'd you call him?
Yeah, that's me. That's my alias. No one's heard of him. He's a nobody. He's just an extra.
I thought that some motherfucker famous person done wrote a book or something, and it's you. Well, no fucking wonder I was getting a little confused here and there. So that's who you are.
Yeah.
Okay, why that?
So
why that? That confuses me.
So it stands for victory over noise. Vikterbang. So there's I played it a couple different ways. So vikterbang, I spell it out vikter. So victory, claiming victory.
I got you.
Over noise, bang, and then big bang. Because if you think about it, our spirit was there at the Big Bang. So we're as old as even if our bodies are made of things that were present at the Big Bang. We're made out of stardust, literally.
Well, if that's what people believe, I ain't gonna contradict it.
No, even
that's what they tried to preach it forever,
well,
and that's cool. I ain't got no problem with it. But I just don't particularly believe that. But
yeah, but
you know, I could think about it and look at it a little different, you know. Yeah. But I that's part of the things I don't believe in.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Look here, let me put it like this: do I believe that couldn't have happened that way? For some type of something, well, sure, but that's my religion's just a little bit different.
Yeah, no, I'm not even talking about the Big
I
Bang.
know.
I'm just talking about the elements that make us up. I'm not saying I believe in the Big Bang or the Big Bang happened.
I got you. And how did all of it get on this one earth to begin with? There's another one that'll flip your damn eyeballs upside down. How the hell, all the shit we got here, where'd it come from, man? You know it?
Yeah.
Air, water, dirt, rocks, shit.
All right, you just said, where does it come from? So this is from the 27th. Now, I mentioned 27 a couple times. I did that for a reason. We may get into it or may not. But we're all made of stardust, but where does it come from? So this is just one article. You can look all.
Is this what you're saying?
This is not me talking. This is from Science Alert. This is Google. This is, you can look. This is
We
different.
are made of stardust, but where does it come from? Well, yeah, I've seen a few things about that, talking about all the things that happened on Earth, 10 billion years ago when it first started.
No, this is like, well, this is talking about elements.
I love seeing these pictures from the Hubble.
Yeah.
I love seeing this shit, man. I see a lot of stuff on TV, this, that, and other, where they're gonna look at the last planet and put it on TV, and looking out to the one I seen has got fucking universes. Yeah, I'm talking about universes here and here and here and here and here, and I'm like, damn, that's fucking hard for me to believe that they got a camera that can take that picture.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Is it really true?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Because
it's crazy.
I mean, fuck, the Hubble telescope is. I wish I had a big picture of that on my wall. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, that would.
Because I'm like, there's just like he was looking at. There's the Milky Way, and there's Chevy, and then here we are in the Milky Way, seeing that fucking far out, man. That's a trip. Think about it, man.
I never.
Have you seen that picture?
I seen that picture, but I never thought about what you just said. Looking at this and thinking like each one of those, like seeing that as a galaxy, like looking that far. That's crazy.
That'd be awesome to put up there.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, to have put it up there to begin with, and then wrote everything all over it. That'd be hard to do because you'd have to be covering it up, though. Because each one of them is a different universe. Or maybe even each one of them is a different life, like I like to say.
Oh, now, so there's or maybe not, you maybe don't know. There's a thing called a quantum computer now. You ever heard of that?
Heard of quantum physics and got a little pinch of an idea of what the word means when I hear it. But the quantum what?
Quantum computer.
Quantum computer. No, it sounds kind of like common sense. This computer figures out. What I said a while ago, quantum physics. But go ahead, let me hear it.
So it's weird now. So a normal computer is just based on ones and O's, right?
That's what I've heard. It's hard to believe, but I don't discount it because I have no idea.
Yeah, on and off switch.
Yeah.
It can either be a 1 or a 0. It's true or false. Everything is either 1 or O.
That's a trip now.
Yeah, that's what makes the pixel turn whatever color. All we're seeing is ones and O's, right? So that's conventional computing. Quantum computing.
It's fucking unreal.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Quantum computer. Anyway, I want to hear this.
It can be a 1 or O, like a normal computer.
Okay.
Or a 1 and an O at the same time. So it can be a 1 or an O, or a 1 and an O.
Or a O and a 1? Or does it have to be just like you said?
No, yeah, R-O and a 1.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm with you. I got you.
Yeah, so they call it quantum because it's in multiple states at the same time.
Oh, like a fucking 3D physics quantum figure motherfucking calculator. Right?
Yeah.
In 3D.
Yeah, no, and it exists. Google made a good video explaining it. I'm just showing you where
quantum
technology...
computer.
Yeah.
Seems like it would make sense of what it says, but you're talking more like it's a 3D computer.
They call it quantum supremacy. So they got the most powerful computer on the planet. Google.
Mike, believe it or not, but I don't think I've ever Googled anything.
Yeah.
Quantum computers,
not even at work.
They can do certain tasks exponentially faster than classical machines. And the quantum supremacy experiment is proof that this is indeed the case.
The word quantum computer is a little bit misleading because it sounds like a computer. And when people think of computer, they think of a phone or a laptop. The truth is the phone and the laptop and even a very powerful supercomputer all operate according to the same fundamental rules. And a quantum computer is fundamentally different.
The classical bit stores information as a 0 or 1, and a quantum bit can be both 0 and 1 at the same time. If you have 2 quantum bits, then there are 4 possible states that you can put in superposition. With 3 qubits, it's 8, 4 qubits, it's 16, but grows exponentially.
The nice thing about quantum supremacy is that it is a
very
well-defined...
To me it is.
It's science fiction.
In a nutshell, what we're trying to do is we're trying to show that experimental
living inside Star Trek
can surpass the best supercomputers in the world.
To actually demonstrate quantum supremacy, we have these 3 steps. First, pick a circuit. Second, run it on the quantum computer. Third, simulate what the quantum computer is doing on a classical computer. And we gradually increase the complexity of that circuit. And at some point, it becomes completely impossible for the classical computer to keep up. Then we say we've achieved quantum supremacy.
We started
still don't see a fucking purpose for it.
Chips to do this experiment. And then the evolution of the devices with more and more qubits and more complexity is very much an iterative process.
A lot of the work that we put in was not just these chips, but is also the infrastructure that you need to drive those chips.
They're building Skynet.
All of the control electronics,
That's the
software, all of this
Terminator.
It's needed.
The artificial intelligence.
Oh, AI?
Yeah, that's the computer that's going to run on it. It's now
experiment
powerful enough to run an AI.
getting data from the experimentalists, we saw initially a beautiful straight line corresponding to our predictions.
Then, right before we hit supremacy, it dropped much faster and fell below the threshold where it needed to be.
And there's nothing we can do because we don't know how to analyze past that. So everyone's like, oh, we're screwed because it's getting really, really bad at large number of qubits.
It's like, well, maybe there's some really complex interaction between all the qubits.
It turned out that the reason was rather benign. We calibrated it a little bit better and then this problem disappeared.
So there wasn't like oh, we did it. I think we crossed it, and then it wasn't clear that we crossed it, so we crossed it a little bit further.
It took me like a day to realize, like, hold on, this is actually experimental data. It's kind of amazing to see, how well the theory works.
The processor that achieved quantum supremacy is called the Sycamore processor.
And it's parallel processing 2 to the 53 states, which is 10 million billion. And thus that enormous amount of parallel processing is what gives it the power.
When we run small chunks of the computation in the largest supercomputer in the world, our estimate is that it will take thousands of years to complete the full computation.
Damn.
It takes 10,000 years to do what it can do in 3 minutes.
The space age started with a satellite orbiting Earth. And what started was a satellite orbiting Earth.
That's the kicker right there.
These are born this way. Let's say the space age started with a satellite orbiting.
But what the fuck is it? I still don't understand what the fuck it's going to accomplish. What is the purpose?
All right, just take a look at that. It'll take 10,000 years for a normal computer to do what this one can in 4 minutes. That's the kind of computing power we have right here, right now.
So, what is the fucking purpose of having any kind of thing like that? What's it going to accomplish?
You're going to run AI on it. Now you got a computer power to run AI. Couldn't do it before. Now you got it. And it's only going to get better.
But I still can't understand
Who's to say they're not already
what
doing
benefit it is. What's the benefit of it?
So they think that artificial intelligence is going to solve all the problems of the world.
You're talking about a computer. When you say AI, you're talking about a computer. You ain't talking about no fucking stand-up, walking around robot, right?
No, it's supposed to be, it can be in any form it wants to.
Well, they actually do got that I've seen on TV, this Japanese chick, but it's really AI head that they've got automated that's pretty fucking sharp. Yeah. So I guess it could be a walk-around person or a dog or whatever, but I'm thinking more like a computer. But I guess so that would run the whole thing like a battery running my fucking pocket flashlight compared to using a watch battery to run my pocket flashlight. So that'd be the difference, right? Which, by the way, my watch don't run on a fucking watch.
But you can do a lot more. Like you can run a lot more computations It's going to learn a lot faster. I mean, now...
I've seen stuff talking about how that can be fucking dangerous. I say that's going to be some dangerous shit if you look at 50 years from now. If you look about 50 years from now, that shit's going to be dangerous. That's just what I feel.
Okay. So I'm just going to be honest with you. So I'm from 900 and... This is not me. I didn't try to do it, but it's close. I'm from 984 years in the future. And this is the time before they flip the switch where we can make changes, because eventually it gets to our time. You got to go back in time. It sounds like a movie plot. Part of the way the universe works is it comes in your imagination first.
Mm-hmm.
X-Men did it in a movie plot. They went back in time because the robots got so complex, they couldn't beat them in their time. They had to go back in time.
Believe it or not, but I've seen every one of the X-Men too.
Okay, so you know the...
Promise you I have.
You know the storyline.
Yeah.
So imagine that in real life.
I believe it. Oh,
so
damn it.
Part of my mission is just to show not only the believable, it's possible, and if it is possible, what can we do to change it? That's part of my mission. This to show it's possible. It's going to be up to this collection. It's part of my mission. So disclosure is one part, to show that, for one, consciousness doesn't have a body anyway. We're spiritual beings. So if we just cap it off there, you know, the spirit is eternal. Spirit can be anything we can imagine.
Dude, though, you know, we love to hit a situation there. We need to go ahead and talk about it now. Oh, because, you know, I'm going to respect anybody's and any person's thinkings, because everybody's their own person. You know, so you got to, in my opinion, you got to accept things from other people, that what they say is what they feel. Mm-hmm. And another person shouldn't say and be rude about anything, but you know, sometimes mine and your opinion ain't going to go together. And I hope you realize right now that that's cool with me. As long as it's cool with you, because I'm sure there's going to be something come up somehow. I mean, shit.
Yeah, we ain't going to agree on everything.
Right.
Yeah. And that's part of why we're different, is to have different perspectives. So the thing is, we're all the same thing, looking at itself from different perspectives.
If that's what somebody feels, you know.
Well,
because I can't say yeah or no, because, you know, I can just say if that's what somebody feels.
I'm just saying that's my opinion from my perspective, you know, in summary. And that's part of the message that I left is there. Again, I'm an extra. I'm passing through, and while I'm doing it, I'm asking for my little 15 minutes of fame. Right?
Well, you said that before. What do you mean by that? I can't understand that. Well, your 15 minutes of fame. I mean, I don't think you ever want fame. I think you want to accomplish something and do something with what you feel like you need to do with your life in whatever way you're doing it. You know, that's the way I see it.
Yeah. So this is the plan.
So what's 15 minutes fame about? You just said twice.
15 minutes of fame is, in today's culture, you can get famous for doing stupid stuff, right?
Right, definitely.
So they call it 15 minutes of fame because everybody's looking and paying attention to this one video, this one thing.
For 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
I get what it is. Yeah. But why are you using it? What do you want 15 minutes of fame on?
Because I want 15 minutes of fame on this conversation, just to open up that it's possible. I'm not saying you got to believe anything. Not saying you got to take my word for anything. But just to get it included in the conversation.
I got
give them an option.
That's my answer, because now I know exactly why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Because you ain't talking about fame. You're talking about 15 minutes that will take and shoot your information out there. And you need 15 minutes of fame in order for that to happen.
Exactly.
So see, I got you now.
Exactly.
And that's a fucking awesome thought.
Yeah.
Way to look at it.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why I'm not against being your friend and helping you.
I appreciate it.
Because this is something you want to do. Yeah. You've got to have somebody to help you.
That's true.
Well, fuck it, it ain't like I got no job.
That's true, though.
You know, so I come over once or twice every week. I mean, every couple weeks.
You could have easily said no. You could have easily said you're busy. You could have brushed me off. You could have always had something to do.
Well, I did have to think about it a little bit, dude.
Yeah.
I really did. And like I say, that other that we did, I'd really like to go through that because I'd really like to see if I'm as bad as what I think I am, as which I have to keep my mind on it all the time, even if we ain't videotaping or filming. Here, cut this.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So we're gonna end it. Appreciate everybody tuning in. I don't know if it's still recording. I think we stopped before, but.
Track like a freeway, I'm riding around. You can holler at the DJ. They know the sound and say Big Bang boys sick. No